a long conversation about London's past, present, and future. 1. The birth of London from Romans to medieval merchants. Emma, you ever stop and think, how did London even begin? James, Romans, right? Londinium? Emma, spot on. The Romans founded Londinium in the 47 seeds as a trading post along the River Thames. It became a key hub for shipping and commerce. James, but then they abandoned it in 410 C. Emma, yep, and London basically fell apart. For a while, Anglo-Saxons and Vikings fought over it, but by the 11th century, pennies under the Normans, London was thriving again, especially after William the Conqueror built the Mumperl Tower of London in 1066. James, and that's when London became the capital? Emma, not immediately. Winchester was the capital at first, but London's size and wealth made it the real power center. 2. How London became rich, trade, banking, and the British Empire. James, let's talk money. Where did all the wealth come from? Emma, 3 words: trade, finance, empire. Medieval London, 12th, 15th century. Wool exports to Europe made merchants rich. Tudor and Stuart London, 16th, 17th century. The R.B. East India Company, 1600, dominated spice and silk trade. Industrial Revolution, 18th and 19th century. Factories, banking, and global trade made London the financial capital of the world. James, and the poor Bank of England, 1694, was a game changer, right? Emma, huge. It funded wars, industry, and empire building. London also became a hub for insurance and finance, with institutions like Lloyd's of London, 1686, insuring ships and cargo. James, but let's be real, some of that wealth came from less ethical sources. Emma, sadly, yes. London profited from the transatlantic slave trade in the 17th or 19th century, and the city's banks and industries grew from empire-driven exploitation. James, and yet London still managed to lead the movement against slavery. The Abolition of Slavery Act, 1833, started here. 3. Culture and the arts, from Shakespeare to the Beatles. James, all right, let's talk culture. London's more than just money. Emma, oh, for sure. Think about it. Shakespeare and theater, 16th century. The Globe Theatre, 1599, made London the capital of the literary world. The coffeehouse culture, 17th century. Londoners met in coffeehouses to debate politics, trade, and science. The Victorian era, 19th century. Museums, operas, and literature flourished. Dickens wrote about London's streets. The 20th century. The swinging 60s brought rock and roll, punk, and fashion revolutions. James, and today, London's still the global capital of theater, music, and film. The Whiteshamp's Wemso West, and it is like Broadway, but older. 4. Crime and mystery, the darker side of London. Emma, for all its greatness, London's had a dark side. James, oh, you mean like Jack the Ripper, 1888? Emma, exactly. The East End was full of crime and poverty, and the Ripper's murders terrified the city. James, and let's not forget Dickensian London. Child labor, workhouses, and pickpockets. Emma, even today, London's got its fair share of crime, but it's also the setting for some of the best detective stories. Sherlock Holmes, James Bond, Peaky Blinders. James, you just love a good mystery, don't you? 5. Politics and power, the rise of democracy. James, but London's real power has always been political. Emma. Totally. The Magna Carta, 1215, was a turning point. London forced King John to accept limits to his power. James. And then came Parliament? Emma. Yep, by the 13th century. Westminster became the heart of English politics. And don't forget, the English Civil War, 1642-1651, when London backed a parliament against King Charles the Mer, who was later executed. James. Fast forward a few centuries, London played a massive role in World War II, Churchill's speeches, the Blitz, and all that. Emma. And today, London is home to 10 Downing Street, the Prime Minister's residence, and the Houses of Parliament, where laws are made. 6. The changing face of London, immigration, and diversity. James. You know what really makes London special? The people. Emma. Yes, London has always been a city of immigrants. Huguenots, 17th century. French Protestants escaping persecution. Irish, 19th century. Fleeing the potato famine. Windrush generation, 1948-1970s. Caribbean immigrants rebuilding post-war Britain. Asian and African communities, 20th or 21st century. Shaping London's modern identity. James. And now London is one of the most multicultural cities in the world, with over 300 languages spoken. 7. London and technology. From steam engines to AI. James. What about London's role in science and technology? London.